Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Cosplay Tea Time, a fun community of cosplayers bringing you podcast recordings featuring, animes, fandoms, colors, holidays, the art of cosplaying, and today we're going to be discussing our cosplay start stories. What got us interested in cosplay, when did we start, and what are our current or future plans? But before we get into all of that, I'd like to introduce our guest and tea sippers here with me today, starting with...
Hello, I am Springy, once more and always. Go by he, him. You can mainly find me on Demon Interviews. It's pretty much that and on all social medias, even ones we don't use, because we had to steal the name from there so nobody makes fake accounts. Anywho. Then also so you can find all my stuff just in that. It's gonna be easier than me trying to spell out 6 different other names because I've had to change it over the years. But yes, just find Demon Interviews on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr. I think that's all of them we have it on. Yeah.
Hi, I'm BelladonnaRoseCosplays, and today, so I'm not really cosplaying anybody. I'm just how I look, I guess. But I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram under BelladonnaRose.cosplays. I have like a little card back here that says it. Use that card when I stream a lot, and yeah, my link tree is through my social media, so if you can find me through there, go ham. Yeah.
Nice. Well, thank you both for joining today's podcast recording. I'm super excited to hear stories and everyone's experience. So, really quick, my name is Jen. I'm the founder of Cosplay Tea Time as well as today's host. I go by she, her. You can find me Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube at Jen.Cosplays45, and I am dressed as Zarina from Tinkerbell and the Pirate Fairy. So, absolutely love her. Righty, intro's out of the way. We're gonna just warm up the room with one icebreaker question, which is, what is, well, I guess it'd be what was. Yeah, grammar. Grammar today is gonna be a thing. What was your favorite childhood snack?
Cheetos. I used to go through a bag of Cheetos a day when I was younger. Was that good for me? No, but I did it. 1 or 2 days.
They are quite tasty.
Anywho, they are.
Honestly, I don't really remember what my favorite food was as a kid, but I know that my favorite food has always been is I actually have like a bunch that's my favorite because I feel like I just cannot choose. Jen always loves to get us on with the favorite food, and then I'm stuck over here just paused in my own little world. But I know my favorite food since the beginning of time has always been mangoes. It's really between mangoes and strawberries, but I keep telling my friends and family and stuff like, if you don't know what to get me for my birthday, mangoes or strawberries, that would be it. I would be forever grateful because it's food. Thank you very much.
And it's delicious. So, I like those answers. Yeah. So mine's gonna be not so traditional. I think it's more of a dessert than a snack, but mashed potato candy was one of my favorite childhood treats. My grandmother used to make it. She gave me a recipe a year ago. I tried to make it and totally failed because you have to have the right like temperature and the humidity. but it's mashed potatoes that you mix with like powdered sugar until it forms a dough. And working that dough, there's some sort of magic to it, a little bit of pixie magic or something to it. But then you roll out the dough and you put peanut butter on top of it, and you roll it up, slice it up like it's a cinnamon roll type of thing, and then you like freeze it or put it in the fridge for a bit to chill. It's so good. It's a lot of sugar though to make the dough and whatnot. So, but it is absolutely delicious. So hopefully one day I can make it right, and hopefully I can make it for you all one day. Hopefully nobody has any peanut butter allergies, but we'll talk later. So, because right now we are done with our icebreaker questions, and we're going to cut into a quick little commercial break before we get into today's theme, which is, if this is your first time joining Cosplay Tea Time, welcome. Thank you for joining. This is about an hour or so-ish of a podcast where we just take a moment out of our day. We have tea and snacks and all kinds of fun stuff, and then we just sit and we'll talk about different themes, talk about cosplay, of course. And then, of course, viewers are also taking a moment out of their day to listen or to watch us talk. So if you're a fellow cosplayer out there and you would like to join, just message us on our Instagram. We have a link tree down below with all kinds of fun and goodies, especially a new merch store and our cookbook project that's out right now. So much stuff, yay! So if you want to join, just message us on our Instagram. It's a bit easier to keep track of the messages when they come in. So definitely follow and support Cosplay Tea Time as well as our guest and tea sippers here today as well. So I just want to say thank you everyone for supporting, for watching. We really, really appreciate you. I appreciate you all. So this little project, it's coming up on 2 years, and it's like how does the time fly? So yes. So that's about it about Cosplay Tea Time. We have a Q&A video floating out there somewhere. Maybe I'll post that in the link below too if you want to find out a little bit more. We covered quite a bit in that video, so that was fun. And hopefully this is another fun video as well. I'm very, very excited about this, which is about cosplay start stories. So we're going to be talking about how we started, what inspired us and all of that. Cosplay, usually considered a hobby. It's folks dressing up as their favorite characters from movies, anime, shows, cartoons. We'll go to conventions. We'll dress up and make TikToks. At least that's what I did earlier. Take photos. We also at least I try to inspire other folks to also cosplay and want to be a part of the cosplay community. Sometimes it can be a little bit scary, but my goal, and at least a little bit of Cosplay Tea Time's goal, is to make cosplay like, hey, it's like fun, and even though sometimes it can be expensive, it can be inexpensive, because closet cosplay for the win. So lots of good stuff. So we're going to be talking many, many stories, and our first question is, Springy, get ready. When did you start cosplaying?
Oh, okay. That's kind of a hard one. So officially, I started when I started TikTok, which was back in 2018. Back when it was Musically, I think that's when I started. Like officially, kind of started. Um, but I've always, for a long time, I've been making or got help making my own Halloween costumes for a long time, and to the point where I actually won a competition once for my local area's coffee shop, where we got like a $10 gift card because I was Castiel. It was so hard not to just keep laughing because he's like very like stern look, at least at the beginning when I around that area. But yeah, it was really fun, and I actually still have the wings. There are like only 3 feathers left on them, but I still have them. Uh, but yeah, and my first one I actually posted on TikTok was of this lovely fella right here, of the marionette from Five Nights at Freddy's. And him actually, I think it was this one actually, the Nightmare on that's back here hiding. I think he was actually the one who was first. And I made the masks because of school and art projects and stuff like that. And yeah, it's really fun. I always had fun with it.
So I had always been um the kid that, liked to dress up and like to, you know, portray certain characters through like outfits I had in my wardrobe every time like I went to school and stuff, because back in middle school we like wore polos and stuff, and I'd always be like watching like my favorite cartoon characters and like what they wore, and then like trying to impersonate that in middle school like with like polos and stuff. And um it wasn't till 2019 did I officially start cosplaying. Like I knew, obviously in um my last year of middle school, me and a friend, we were gonna do like Your Lie in April for Halloween. Um, but it just like didn't really work out. I still have the Kosei wig, but um I remember like the first person I ever dressed up as was Cinderfall from Ruby, and it was like a closet thing for Halloween. And then I tried doing Kosei Arima for Your Lie in April. Um, and I never really debuted them because I didn't know social media was like the thing at the time, along with all of these other like social media stuff. Um, but whenever I was a freshman in high school, I saw, well, I actually found pictures of Mingaloo Cosplays, her Ruby Rose, from a show called Ruby, spelled RWBY, her cosplays at the time. And I was so inspired by that I was like, I really just want to dress up as this character, and I think she's so cool. And I would just draw art of her almost all the time. I actually lost a lot of the art that I drew of her, but I did have a few that I put out on DeviantArt. But at that time, I was like, I want to do this. And then that was in 2018, and then a bunch of, personal stuff happened that was very traumatic for me. And then in 2019, I started to officially cosplay, and it became like my comfort zone and my sort of my obsession. And now that I'm at this stage in my life, it's just like it's a wonderful life, despite what anybody has said to me. It really is, because it's really given me. It's a safe space for me. It's a safe hobby for me. And I know who I dress up as, and I know what characters I relate to when I cosplay them. So just that little thing, and a part of my story, just of my life, just with cosplay, it's just like, yes, a baby.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for sharing your stories, both of you. So, let me see. When did I start cosplaying? So I always loved dressing up as a little kid. Like I have an entire photo album, Bella, of Tiny Jen dressing up and stuff. Maybe I'll send photos later. You gotta remind me. Because Bella commented on one of my videos the other day, like, Tiny Jen! And I'm like, oh, there's more. So, yes, Tiny Jen enjoyed dressing up and, like those big feather boas and crazy hats and stuff. And, during high school, I kind of simmered down on my style. It was mostly like t-shirt and jeans, maybe like a sweater or something. But then in college, scrolling through Pinterest and seeing like cosplays, Disney bound outfits, not sponsored by Disney by any means or anything like that. But, like seeing like closet cosplays and stuff and being like, I want to do that. But then it was like, when do I have time? When do I have money? Because, I'm a broke college student trying to survive and all this stuff. So I kind of just pushed in the back of my mind. And then I ended up getting married and then moving down with my husband, so he's closer to his work. And then it was like pandemic. Oops. We're gonna get, I'm pretty sure enough time has passed we won't get carded, but just in case, pandemic happened. So I was at home a bunch, and I was like, all right, like, what do I do? Like, I got to do something. So at that point, I was getting my upper grad, my master's and stuff, and it was like spending like 8-10 hours a day in front of a computer, and it's like I need something where I can just like do something not computer related. So before then, towards the end of 2019, I realized in my closet I had a white shirt and a pink skirt, which was like Nora Valkyrie, but I needed the jacket. And I'll get more into her story, but I will say probably March 2020 was whenever I started. And I'll get to that here in a minute because it kind of goes into the next few questions. So we'll do this one next. So who or what inspired you to cosplay?
At first I kind of got into it, at least in the mind of doing cosplay and stuff, from Face Off, the sci-fi show, where they're doing a lot of makeups and stuff like that. Stuff I cannot do at all, but it's always fun to watch those. But when I first started doing TikTok videos, the main two in the beginning who I watched and kind of inspired me to do more of this guy and of this guy, of my OC and of my and of FNAF in general, was Punk Babe 22 and Ironic Fox or Foxes. It's either a single or plural. I cannot remember today. And yeah, they always did like really cool different things, like with their characters or cosplays in general. And even though some of the cosplays they did I didn't know about, because even to this day I don't know much about anime and stuff like that. But yeah, those were my main ones from the beginning. And of course from then on, and mainly with the interviews, I've gotten more inspirations here and there from everybody I've kind of met in general. And learn new tactics from different things and everything. Like when I bought my Jean Arc cosplay, I learned, how to fix it, like just fix them in general, because one of the parts came a little undone, but that was just because shipping and all that. So they told me how to fix it. So now I have the supplies to know how to do it. I'm gonna put this down the court before I keep waving it around. And then also the my Jean Arc shield kind of taught me how to fix and how to like kind of better attach stuff down, like putting like a piece of foam over it instead of just gluing the raw part down to it, like putting another piece of foam over it. Because A, it makes it look prettier, and B, it'll hold it down. And that's kind of, those like took a little bit and helped me make the add-ons for Grim Jean and all that. But a lot of it was just experimentation as well. Was a good one as well. But yeah, those are my main inspirations and stuff.
Yeah. So as I explained with my story and stuff, and he's speaking here, that's okay. I probably answered the second question unknowingly.
It happens.
But my main first inspiration to cosplay was Igloo Cosplays, because just seeing her Ruby Rose cosplays that she already had done in professional photos and stuff, it helped me to really recognize that I wanted to cosplay, I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that. And even though I never debuted, my Cinder cosplay and my Kosei Arima cosplay, I did with my Kaori cosplay like once, but my first ever official cosplay to debut was Ruby Rose from Ruby. This is actually the replacement I just got in a few weeks ago as of the recording day. We pre-record these recordings, just so you know. But I just recently replaced her because I'm not ready to put her away yet. And she's undergoing some repairs right now because I just bought her from a Depop seller who is amazing, by the way. Sweetest person ever. Thank you so much. I'm geeking out. I'm sorry, excuse that.
You're
But I was inspired by Mangly cosplays in general. At the time, her name was Laminique and Mangly cosplays, but she switched to just Mangly cosplays recently. And I admire her skill a lot as a cosplayer. I really do, because she's just been in the cosplay business for so long. Like, oh man, I don't even know how long she's been in the cosplay business, but I know she's been cosplaying a long time, and she's made a lot of cool cosplays too, including the ones with that, foam and like it lights up. And it's from something that I'm not very familiar with, but I've seen her cosplay, and I'm just like, it glows. She has like a few cosplays that glows, I think actually. But yeah, I mean, Glee cosplay. She has a really good talent in the cosplay industry, and I'm still inspired by her a lot. But I'm kind of inspired by different cosplayers on like different levels and like different things as well. And another one that I'm very inspired by is Denki Darling on TikTok. Her acting is phenomenal and amazing. She does a lot of, My Hero based cosplaying. And she has her own series that she's recently posting right now, the day of us doing this pre-recording, called the Marble series. And she's releasing an episode a day, and it's really good. So if you don't know about Zenki Darling, I would definitely check her out. If you don't know about Mingling Cosplays, I would definitely check her out too. And just, oh my gosh, there's so many people I'm inspired by. Like, I feel like it's very unfair to take up all this time to explain all these names and why. So I know I gave two, but I need to restrict myself. So Jen, take it away, please.
Yes, there's some good cosplayers you mentioned. Let's see who or what inspired me to cosplay. It's not really somebody in the cosplay community per se, but it's Lindsay Sterling. She's a musician, violinist, dancer. Check yes, all of the above. She does it all. So, when I discovered her music, she did like a lot of like video game covers or like TV shows like Pokemon and something else. Now I can't remember. But I remember like seeing like her Zelda video and stuff, and she would like, either get the cosplays or she'd make the cosplays, and she would like take like pieces of like clothing and like, sew like lace or extra pieces of fabric and whatnot. So I kind of model my style of that, where I'll take clothing from my closet and I'll add like a bit of lace or like more fabric to something to like poof up a skirt or something. So that's kind of like my inspiration with cosplaying. But I want to just say like everybody in the cosplay community inspires me. Like everybody in the call, everybody outside the call. They always inspire me to want to do better, be better. Put my best foot forward and just try a little harder. Just try. So yes, alrighty. Next up we have, who was your first cosplay?
That's a hard one. Okay, so the first one I ever made, made in quotation marks, was the marionette from Five Nights at Freddy's, or any of these ones. I think it's either this one or the Nightmare one. They both use the same outfit. It's just different masks. I think the original one was first. The first one I ever bought was this fine fellow right here, Spider-Man. Sam Raimi, Spider-Man 3, black suit, long title, just so everybody understands which one it is. But yeah, and the first one I ever debuted was because I actually I remembered that before the podcast I found which video it was, and it me being this one right here, back from December 11th, 2017. Jesus. And I did not add one hashtag to that video. And it still haunts me to this day. Same thing with the one that I posted 5 seconds after that one. And I didn't even know I needed to, because I was that new to the social media type of thing. And actually trying to get, people to look at it and not just posting randomly. Because yeah, those are my first cosplays ever. Technically the Castiel one was as well. But I would call that a cosplay. I mean, I think we got some hairspray, like that cheap hair color hairspray thing, and the wings, and my mom let me borrow one of her coats, and at the time it looked like a trench coat on me because I was little Springy. I didn't spring yet. I was like sprung. I was a little spring. I didn't get the Y yet. It's just a little. Sprout, because carrying on from that. But yeah, those were my first ones, and then the first one I ever commissioned was Jean Arc. That's the first one I ever commissioned to get done. Ironically, the second one I'm getting commissioned to get done is also Jean Arc. Ha! Because I don't know how to make it. Anywho, carrying on. Yay.
My first, as I've explained, my first ever cosplay was Kosei Arima from Your Lie in April, and then Cinder Fall from Ruby. They never got debuted though, but I still have their wigs. But my first cosplay, which was my third cosplay to get to, my first cosplay to ever debut was Ruby Rose from Ruby, as you see behind me, as I have placed her just for the bit today. And what's funny about Ruby is that I can not only sound like her, but whenever I cosplay her and I'm around people and I sound like her and stuff, they actually think I'm Ruby Rose, and I'm just like, no. But I love giving people the experience, which is always fun in cosplay if you can sound like a character. It's always fun because you make people's day when you do it. And what was cool was that I think the second year I was cosplaying her too, I went to Hot Topic and I found a little Zwei and I found a little Ruby Rose, and I bought them along with like a few other things. And then every time I dress up as Ruby now, I have her little mini me. I think I still have the video on my TikTok where the audio was "This my little pumpkin friend," and I had my little mini with me.
So cute.
So if you can find it, it's there. If not, I guess I'm redoing it now. Let's go.
Let's go. New cosplay, new redo. So yeah. Oh, I love it. Yes, so I'm gonna resume I'm gonna pick up my bookmark from where I was going earlier, which was, I started the process of getting Nora Valkyrie her volume 4 Mistral outfit together. I had like the skirt, I had the shirt, but I need the jacket. And they had a jacket in the Rooster Teeth store, but it was $70. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend money on that. So I went to a local thrift store and found a long sleeve blue jacket for $7. And I was like, if I like cut off the sleeves, make the collar, put the ribbon things on the side, like I could have Nora Valkyrie's jacket. So I brought it up to my mom's one day, and stuff, and we got busy working on it and stuff. And by the afternoon, we had a Nora Valkyrie, sort of, kind of. It doesn't have her emblem on the back. It's not official or anything, but it's Nora's jacket. You can look at it and tell. So I was very, very excited and very, very happy with her. So, and the goal was to go to convention with her that year, but again, pandemic. So I stayed home that day and recorded TikToks on, I think it's March 20th or 21st. Forget which day it was, but whatever that weekend was, I was in my basement recording Nora, feeling like, yay, baby cosplayer, that's me. Alrighty, so next up is, have you been to conventions, or are there conventions you want to go to?
I have gone to 2 conventions, not as a cosplayer though. I went as somebody who wanted autographs. I went to one in Portland and one in Nevada. I went to the Portland one first. That was really fun. And then for my birthday, or technically the day before and after my birthday, because we went both days, we went to the Nevada one, where on the first day we met again, something like that. I can't remember. It's hard. We met Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead, Sean Patrick Flannery, and a bunch of other people as well, and it was really fun. And then the next day, we went to a meet and greet. We also got pictures taken on the first day as well. I went to a meet and greet on my birthday to meet my hero, Jason David Frank, and he was super awesome. There was only like X amount of people who can be in there. It wasn't like a end game level panel. It was just like 10 people in a room with like chairs, like all pointing at one chair where he would be sitting. So like all of us was in there. There was a guy in there dressed up as the Dragon Zord, not as the Ranger, but as Zord. And it was really fun. And at the end, he and he kind of made other people in the room sing me happy birthday, and it was really fun. And afterwards, after a little bit, we went to go get his autograph and stuff as well, like on some stuff, and he actually remembered me as well, so that was really awesome. And like the person there who was kind of like the spokesperson, being like, if you wait until tomorrow or something like that, or in the coming days, you'll see him singing to somebody, and I was like, that's me, you're singing to me, that was me. They're like, oh my god, it was you. I was like, yes. Little Springy was very pleased on that day. And that was really fun. And yeah, I can just go on about those 2 times I ever went to Comic-Con. It was Wizard World Comic-Con, technically. Were the 2 I went to, and they were really fun. I enjoyed it. It was just really fun. I mean, that was before I was even going as a cosplayer. So like now, I would love to go as any of my guys that I've ever made, except for Spider-Man. That either that's gonna be really warm or really cold, and Spider-Man problems. Anywho, like bring like Jean Arc or or probably by the time the rest of the night might be done, but I don't know which convention I'm going to next. We have an idea of which one we want to go to, but like we don't know if we have the time or not. So like I don't want to say it. But if I got to be like the Rusted Knight and go there, that'd be really cool. But I doubt it. But that'd be really cool. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for the future, and I love looking back at uh if my lamp was pointed the other way, you would see one of the signed things I got from Jason and Frank in this corner. It's just like it's in the one spot of the room where you can't see anything. It's just a void right there. But yeah, it was really fun. And I will let Bella take over because I've been talking and I can continue to talk about it for too long.
Go, go, go.
So actually, to be honest, the first and only convention I go to is SwampCon, which is held at the University of Florida in the Utes Union Center. It is a very wonderful convention that I have gone to every single year. I try to go every single year. I know for 3 years straight I couldn't go because it was one, COVID, um, two, um, what was I doing that year? I was doing something. Anyway, but I know the third time that I tried to go, I was in cosmetology school and I was so close to getting like 2 services done. And my mom's like, can't go. And I'm like,
Oh.
dang it. Because like I made a deal with her that I get like all of my stuff done in time for SwampCon. And I had like 2 services left. Like I could have knocked them out easy. I just ran out of time too. But I was planning on going to SwampCon and I had a plan for like a flapper girl cosplay that I was gonna do and it was like, yeah, no. So I was like, oh dang it, just sitting there. But I did get to go to SwampCon this year, just as Jinx from Arcane. And I'm telling you, the experience that I had at SwampCon this year, I keep thinking about it and I just keep dreaming about it in my own little world. Okay, like there's no tomorrow because um there were a few photographers there that, took pictures of me and like it's like free shots. And I'm like, it just took me by surprise because I was the only person cosplaying Jinx from Arcane at SwampCon the first day, and I only went like the first day. I didn't go the second day because of cosplay tea time, but I did wear her again for the Easter recording that we did the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember me and my friend walking to go get lunch because, we both were hungry. I was wearing heels all day because, my James cosplay has heels because of how freaking long the wig is. And yeah, I think you've seen the pictures online. If you haven't, or if you're aware of it, Jen, Springy, anybody watching who follows BelladonnaRoseCosplays on Instagram. But um there were a bunch of people that were surrounding me and my friend, and they were taking pictures with us. I'm like, oh, yeah, sure. Like I was open to it. Then all of a sudden, these 2 photographers come up to me. I didn't know who they were at the time, but they're like, can we get a couple shots with you? And they have their cameras ready, and I'm just like, what? And I'm like looking at my friend like, I'm like so
Aw.
confused because I haven't done like an official photo shoot in so long. It's been 3 years. And the two photographers that I'm talking about are Lobo Shots and Dapper.arts. They're both on Instagram. They are amazing photographers if you catch them at conventions. But I think it was a 5-minute, 10-minute window that I was with them, and you know, they helped me connect with the character more whenever I was doing poses for them, and they were helping me with my form like during the process of the photos. I mean, they weren't obviously touching me, but they were showing me and like directing me a little bit on some basic form, and I'm like, this is so great. And then there was my favorite shots where I'm on the railing. It was a bit of a risky thing doing there, but um as Lobo Shots was doing his thing, um Lobo Shots wanted me to like do my own thing in the character, and I wanted to go on the railing. So Dapper Arts was sweet enough to grab a chair and help me up on the railing so I could sit there. Of course, I felt a little bit unbalanced and wobbly on there, but like we made it work, and I got balanced in time. And the 3 shots that came out in the end are just everything. It like if I had money now, I would give them a big huge tip. I would give them a big huge tip. So yeah, if I definitely see them again at conventions or something, I will definitely make sure I'm booked with them because they're just awesome photographers and their works are amazing. They are. Like I just keep dreaming about this. Oh my gosh.
It's good you had some good memories and fun times at conventions, so maybe we'll see if we can hook up cosplay tea time with them. You'll have to send me their info later on Instagram or Discord.
Oh my gosh, definitely. You know what I should have done though? Like I should have sent you the information right after I followed them, like or after I got the photos back,
Okay,
but I didn't.
We got time later on, so no worries. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it away. So I actually did just attend a convention last week, 4-State Comic-Con for 2nd year in a row. Yay! It was the one that I was trying to go to back in 2020, but things happened. So I don't know what happened in 2021. I forget if they had it or not. And then 2022 and 2023 went. So it's always a good time. It's always a fun time. Hoping to one day make a video covering and whatnot. I have a vlog somewhere out there on my YouTube channel, walking around and taking photos of Sasha Blouse and everything, which was another one of my first cosplays. So yes, and then conventions I want to go to RTX. It's like #1 spot, but it's always at an inconvenient time. It's in summer. I have a YouTube collab thing I'm working on during that weekend, so it's like, gosh darn it. So, and money. Money is always the factor. But one day I hope that we can all fly out there and just go crazy with all the Rooster Teeth and Ruby stuff. So, yeah. RTX, Harrisburg would be another one, and then Ocean City Comic-Con, in Maryland. So, here's a couple on the bucket list for you. Alrighty, next up we have, what is something you would tell your younger cosplay self to remember?
Younger cosplay self to remember. I don't know. What do I tell my younger cosplay self? Save money and buy a Kamen Rider cosplay. Start saving now so you can buy it.
Yeah.
That's save your money. You can buy the other things later for cheaper. You can find other people. Just save your money for now. You want the cosplay more. But yeah, that but really, I don't think I have anything really. I mean, like, there's always, small changes here and there, but like, really, I don't think I changed anything really. Yeah, yeah. Short answer. I don't think I really changed anything, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because like, if I changed one thing, it probably would have affected a lot
Mhm.
more. So, a lot more
Yeah.
than I could foresee. Time travel nonsense. Anywho, carrying on. Bella.
The way he just handed it down.
For you.
um. So personally, I don't think I have anything that I would like to give advice to my younger self. I would like to say this to my younger self.
Mhm.
Um, you know, cosplay is a healthy art and you should enjoy every single minute of it. And you're a beginner, baby. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about how you don't look professional because, you're learning.
Mhm.
Learning is a part of your cosplay journey,
Yes.
you know? Um, yeah, I definitely learned that lesson through
Mhm.
cosmetology school.
Yeah.
And guess what? Big news. I'm spring on everybody. Gonna scroll just away from the question a little bit.
Oh.
I have, as of the day of this pre-recording, a temporary cosmetology license. I passed half of one of my exams, so. And I'm gonna pass the other side. So
It's fine. You got that.
anyway, that's
It's
a
great.
surprise for everybody the day of this recording. So
So exciting. Oh, Bella, go. Alrighty, let me see. Yeah. Something I would tell my younger cosplay self to remember. You don't have to cosplay every single character from every single show you watch. I have such a long list of cosplays, and I have them like all mapped out and what I need and what I can closet cosplay, what I need to buy. But I feel like sometimes I just look at that list and I'm just like, do I really want to cosplay this character? It's going to take a lot of time. Do I have enough stuff to make props and all this? So it's just, I feel like sometimes I just get so overwhelmed and then I just go back and I just cosplay Nora to remind myself, like, hey, this is supposed to be fun. This is supposed to be enjoyable. Cosplay who you want to cosplay as. So I would just say, like, you don't have to do every single character in the book. If you're going to start a podcast, know that there's going to be a lot of work. Doesn't happen overnight.
and oopsies.
Yeah. You be like, you're going to start a podcast? Like, it's going to be awesome. You're going to have fun. And that's the big thing, too, is to have fun. To always remember that this is something fun, something enjoyable, and it's my hobby. I know there's folks that do it as a profession and who give like great advice and everything, but for me it's a hobby, it's something to do for fun, and that's what I intend to keep doing. So righty, we have a few more questions, the next one being, what is something you hope to learn about with cosplaying?
Something I wish to learn about cosplay.
Yeah, like something that you want
Okay,
to
I'm
like
just
try out.
I for I need to start trying out makeup. That's something I need to start trying out because I have plans to get well, yes, but uh teacher, but
Sensei.
because I need to, yes, um because I'm Grimjon is 95% done, except for I need to learn how to do makeup and also contacts. As you can tell, I wear glasses anyway.
Mm.
So and I get squidgy when when anybody's putting like eyeliner on me. So you know that's
Mm.
a So
Yeah.
actually I think at some point, I don't know when, but me and my mom are actually planning on trying out some fake contact, like colored contacts, because like we're planning on doing like Halloween stuff, but and like see like if we can actually handle it, because like my mom also doesn't wear contacts, so we're like, we don't know how to do this.
Mm.
We don't know if we can put our finger on our eyeball. Those are the
Oh,
main two
I
things.
do it like all day long.
Mm.
I do it
Yes,
all day long. I could literally be your instructor, dude.
Mm.
yes,
Come
because
here.
like, God, come
Jump
here, let
through
me
the
see your
sky.
eyes. Let me see your eyes. And
Like, hey, boop.
boop your eyeball.
Hey,
That's
what's
safe.
that?
But yeah, those are the main two things I need to work on, because mainly for Grim John, because a lot of the stuff I've learned how to do, I've
Yeah.
learned purely just because it's necessary for a cosplay I need to do. Because I
Mm-hmm.
learned how to make a full suit of foam and felt, because I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
be Springtrap, and that was the first big thing I made.
Oh,
I did not go
gosh.
slow. I went like, I'm gonna hit the wall. I'm gonna hit the ground running. Uh, it's like I'm gonna put some duct tape on on like my arm
Mm-hmm.
for on a long sleeve shirt, and I'm gonna be wearing that. And then next one, I'm going to create a full foam suit.
Let's go.
Very different things, but I did it, and I'm still happy with how some parts of it came out. Some parts could be adjusted and stuff, and I'm planning on doing that in the future. But like, yeah, mainly makeup and contacts, because I would love to have some like of those like red contacts, or at least in one of my eyes, because I have a mask for Grim Jean, and just have like, oh, that'd be really cool. My personal humble opinion. But yeah, that's
I'll be your teacher.
yes.
I'll be your teacher. Na 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 na. All right, let's avoid copyright claims right now.
Mm.
For
And
now.
move on. But so one thing that I've recently just started to do, because I've always had issues with this, and I've always want to learn how to do this out of like insecurity, kind of like feeling bad and stuff. And my dad is right, but I know as a cosplayer, you have too much stuff and you use that stuff all the time, and especially with the favorites that you use, like your favorites for things you use all the time, you have
Mhm.
more of that stuff that you have. And you own a dispensary. I have two drawers down here that is
Mhm.
dispensary, just full of cosplay materials and stuff and everything I need. But I recently just started taking consideration on how to be better organized with cosplay and the things that
Mm.
I own and that I use and stuff, because if you look around my room,
Mhm.
um my room is the only place that I will store my cosplay stuff, including all of my costumes. Like, I am not kidding. I didn't used to have this in January, but um I know this behind me is my official cosplay dresser. It used to belong to my grandpa on my dad's side, and now it's like my cosplay dresser thing. But up here, I have like my wigs. I have my outfits in here. That I don't need to hang up. I have shoes and like this one. Here's my hand. And then I have like dispenser like down and like the last two down here, just because there's so much stuff that I
Mhm.
use. And then on top of that, I'm not just a cosplayer. I make art.
Mhm.
I crochet. I do a lot of stuff. So literally, I have a ring light in front of me right here. Now, behind my ring light, I have, another cubby just full of, paper, art, a few art supplies, um, and yarn. And then next to it is, it's like a mini dresser. Let me get the word. Um, a little, I'm just gonna call it like a bedside. Like on my
Sounds good.
left bedside, I have just like art stuff, and then on the top drawer I have like backdrops, and then like over here you can see a little bit of it, but the stuff.
Mhm.
So the stuff on this side of the room where I'm where I stream is definitely all my cosplay stuff, and then the stuff on the other side of my room is just like all my regular stuff I use every day when I'm not cosplaying. In my closet, I do have a few cosplays hung up, and those cosplays I just prefer to keep nice. And then I also have just a backdrop in front of my closet, which I can take down those backdrops and switch up different colors and stuff. And all I use for a backdrop is just sheets. So I'm kind of that cosplayer that
Mhm.
makes do with what they have until they feel like they're ready to upgrade to like
Yeah.
something of better quality. um Ruby Rose, she was one of them.
Mhm.
Also, Ruby Rose, she was also falling apart every single time that I put her on, and then I had to like do stuff to keep her on, and then I took her off, and then things just got worse. I'm like,
Mm.
okay, I have to take a break
Mm.
and just get myself in a squish.
Mm.
But cosplay is definitely an interesting story with me because I have all this stuff.
Mhm.
I have family members who are minimalists, and they come in my room and they're like, so much stuff, and I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm a cosplayer, I get it, I do all the stuff, I get it.
Yep.
and and they're like, you need to get rid of some stuff. I'm like, I can't, I use all of it, like I don't know
Mhm.
what to tell you. So
So, yeah.
we'll see who moves out first and who tags along, me or my sister. Let's go.
Let's go.
But
Yeah.
that's something that I'm recently learning how to do.
Mhm.
And when I started, I really didn't realize it, or I really didn't take it as an issue until got I started working on my Jinx cosplay, and I had a dormitory in, you know, the college that I went to. And when I came home, I was like, there's more space. I could put myself in it. But wait, I have a dorm room and I have like all this stuff there too. So what am I gonna do? So it was just reorganize and see where you have a room. Yeah. I mean, I have room for a couple more cosplays if I'm not gonna get rid of anything, but I don't plan on getting like any new cosplays anytime soon that I know of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of like what I want to learn. That's like that's my story.
That's the story. We're talking all kinds of stories. So, let's see. So, something that I hope to learn with cosplaying is wig care, wig maintenance. I'm that type of person that takes a wig out of a bag and just puts it on. I don't really style or anything like that. I've attempted to style. Again, Bella. We're gonna have a whole recording here on wig care and stuff. So, yes. So, I would love to learn a bit about wig and getting all the stuff for it, as well as learning how to use like PVC pipe, I believe it's called, and like foam to make like weapons, because I actually want to cosplay one of Springy's OC's Umber, and she has like these little scythe daggers, and I kind of want them to retract like in and out. So Springy's having a party up in there. So exciting. Yes. So, and actually, that's going to be our last question for the morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is now. Is what are some of your future plans? List up to three. Three.
Well, 12 of them.
Nah.
So 3.5. No. So I don't know how a half would work,
Baby Jean.
but oh, I that's a whole other conversation. I'm just gonna start ranting on that. Anywho, um, like I said, I'm currently in the stages of paying a man to make me the rusted knight from Ruby. Uh, I've done 1/4 of my payments so far. Um,
You said that in set.
Uh, uh, I'm sad because it's a lot of money. But I'm excited for it. I really am.
Worth it. It's gonna be
looking
worth
good.
it.
It's looking good so far.
Mhm.
It's gonna be worth it. That's my mindset. That I actually just finished doing the huntsman, or at least getting everything for him, except for like I might go on Etsy and see if I can get like Yang's gauntlets, like the retracted versions, just the little bracelets. But he's pretty much done, so I don't count him. I'm just gonna list all my cosplays because I'm editing all of them at all times. No, um, Roman Torchwick. I'm planning on doing. I have his wig. That's all. And I have his hat, but it does not fit my head even without the wig. So, I need a better hat. My head's big. Anywho, and then Roman Frostwick is almost done. Need two things. I think I'm just gonna commission somebody for the weapon because I am not good at making weapons, it seems. So I might just commission someone and see if they'll do it for me. And then the coat is in processes as well. But everything else is done. Technically need to buy a pack of blue and white candy canes, but if I buy them now, they're not be good by Christmas. So waiting on that. I think I still need a new hat because head big. A few things to need for him. But I see, look, somehow I did get a half in there. Roman and Torchwick and Frostwick. But yeah, on them and I think the rest are just like primarily like upgrading them. Like I think I'm gonna upgrade my Venom a little bit. My Venom puppet. Might like redo his head and stuff and make him look a bit better. But yeah, those are my primary plans as of right now.
What was the question again?
That's okay. Top 3 future cos plans.
I have 3.
Mhm.
I just don't want to say anything because if I say something, I'm not gonna do them.
Fair. Fair.
Yeah, I'm just one of those people like if I say it, I won't do it type of person. Probably frustrates my parents. In general, or like they don't know that I'm doing it because I'm not saying it, but I'm doing it. But I know. I will tell you the 3 cosplays that I have achieved that were future. It was Jinx from Arcane. It was Bakugo, and it was Denki Kaminari just recently, as of last week. I know I do have. I know I did just pick up a cosplay that I bailed on a few months ago, which is Miss Dreyzel from My Hero Academia. I have a lot of issues with the pouches in general, so I'm gonna try like rebuilding them because I know what the problem was during the whole process. Like I do, which I'm gonna make a whole video about sometime later when I have time. But I will tell you in case if I do it or not because I know this is a determination. But all the 3 top cosplays that I want to get in the future are officially cosplays that I would be replacing. By just straight up buying them because first I'll make my cosplay, and if I've determined it to be too hard, I'll just buy the replacement cosplay later when like all's done, all's failed. Like I can't. I don't want to make it anymore. I just want to buy it. She was a different story because I was having trouble finding patterns for her and piecing patterns together. So I'm like, I'm just gonna buy the replacement. Let's go.
Yeah, great.
But yeah, my top 3 cosplays to do next are definitely the ones that I need to replace because, hey.
You can totally buy cosplays, totally valid. Which we have another recording coming up about where to buy cosplays and stuff, and that's when I'll give my little speech that you can buy cosplayers and still be a cosplayer. You don't have to go out there and make it all from scratch or anything like that. So buying cosplays is good too. So alrighty, let me wrap up this question with 3 future cos plans. One is Nora Valkyrie from Ice Queendom. I have her stuff to make her Ice Queendom coat. I was looking at earmuffs the other day, and I'm just like, do I really want to get these online? I don't know. I always worry about like lice and stuff, so it's like one of my top fears is head lice. Next one would be Young Salem from Ruby. I just need to have the body confidence to sew it all together, so I'm working on that on myself right now. And lastly, a fun one, I think Karapika from Hunter x Hunter. I don't know if y'all have seen the show. It's really, really cute and wholesome, but like his starting outfit, I have like the white shirt and white pants. I just need to make like the over top and stuff, so and get a cute bag. See, he carries a cute bag around. That's why I want to be him, just for the bag. So, yep. That's pretty much it. And not only that, that's pretty much it for my questions that I have for today. As always, I like to turn it over to the guests and tea sippers, see if they have questions either about cosplay tea time or about cosplay start stories that they want to ask folks in the call or chat, whatever this thing is. Springy,
go. Really, my only question would be which cosplay do you get into the most often?
Do I need to answer? I feel like a lot of people know.
Yes.
It's Nora Valkyrie, Volume 4 and Volume 7. I actually start with her Volume 4 outfit, and then just whenever I'm done with like the audios and the photos and stuff, I just switch over to her Volume 7. I'm lazy.
Same.
But it works. Okay.
Yeah.
So I know I used to cosplay Ruby Rose from Ruby a lot before I put her on break. She's still on break because I just got her costume, the replacement costume in the mail from a wonderful Depop seller. And you know, she's gonna be on break till who knows when. I don't know. I'm switching around content themes for July, August, September, and October right now. But you know, I'm really starting to wear like my new cosplays. So I will see. I know I wore Deku 3 times. Denki just previously just once because you know I just styled him and stuff. Bakugo twice, and then Jinx also twice. So we're gonna see who I cosplay the most. Yeah, I only have like I think 10 videos for Mr. Aizawa, but like that's just, you know, different outfits on pitch, so yeah.
I think my
Go ahead, Springy.
Oh, sorry. I think mine is one of the many marionettes from Five Nights at Freddy's. I think that's the one I've gotten into the most, period. But recently, it's been Jean or Grim Jean are the two I've been getting into more often. But I also don't get into cosplay that often. because the motivation and the time. Because when you get verbally abused by small children, it's hard to get confidence to get to put something on.
I can be a child just like you. Stop it.
Oh dear.
God.
Deary me. Alrighty, well that was a good question. Thank you, Springy. Did you have other questions?
Nope.
Nope. Alright, Bella, any questions about CTT or for folks in the tea room? I thought of that while we were dealing with the whole thing called tea room.
Yeah. My question for everybody is, whether you're a new cosplayer or you're old cosplayer, you're intermediate cosplayer, like wherever you are, what level you're at. Because in the cosplay community and everything, along with like new stuff coming out and everything, we're gonna be constantly learning. But what are you most forward into learning how to do? This probably is a question that is relatable to when the question's been asked, but like, what are you most looking forward on learning to do throughout your cosplay journey?
That's a good one. I didn't think of it. Like something that I just want to continue to learn about. Stuff.
It could be something that you want to continue to learn about, or you want to start learning about it, or you want to finish learning about it. Just like, just learning. Doesn't matter where you are.
Just learning how to help the community. So that way there's not, I don't like this word, but I want to say like stigmatism with cosplay and how like it's like, oh, it's dressing up, like, it's not serious or anything like that, when in reality like it means something to me, obviously, but it's something that I do, it's something that I love and I enjoy, and I hope to inspire others. So just finding ways to let folks know like, hey, like this is like painting or golf or something, like cosplay is something to be enjoyed by an individual, and if you don't like it, then go sit in the corner. No cookie for you. Springy, go.
No cookie for you. Truly, I would like to be able to make more of my own stuff, but sometimes just the trial and error of some stuff, it's more expensive than just having somebody else do it for you. Because like I know I was like, oh my god, Rest of the Night is so expensive, but the materials I would need and the amount of trial and error I would need to get it right, it would probably cost me twice as much as what the dude's asking for it to be done in the way where I would deem it to be acceptable of my own caliber. But yeah, that's something I wish I could do, or at least do weapons. I'm starting to kind of learn on it, but yeah, I'm not great at it. But I am planning on doing that, and I'm not great at it yet. That's something I want to learn more about and do better at. Yeah.
Yeah, I know something. The reason why I asked this question is because I wanted to express myself. Taking off of what Jen said and taking off what Springy said too. First, I'm going to take off from what Jen said. Is that, there's more to cosplay as just dressing up than we realize. There's also the acting portion part of it. There's also the character analysis part of it. Why do you want to cosplay this character? Like, what are these characters' qualities that mean so much to you? Like, what about this character that means so much to you? I'm not asking that question like during me explaining this to be, sarcastic or mean anyway. But it's just a question, to start thinking about, the character in general, what they're about, their behavior and why. And just all that stuff. And Something that I want to continue learning through my cosplay journey that I'm very excited about is trial and error, because even though it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of money, there is a learning portion part of it. And that's just something that you cannot control. I mean, yes, you can make a cosplay with ease sometimes. You can make certain pieces with ease sometimes, and other times it doesn't turn out. But on those pieces, sometimes it's telling you it's not the, time to be, making this, and you just need to think a little bit more on these pieces on how to make them. With me, I'm gonna explain this with my Mr. Zawa cosplay because I built him, and he is out of stuff that I have in my closet. But I kept having issues with the pouches, and my whole idea with the pouches at first was, to make that they were functional. And then when I realized, oh, they're a little bit flimsy, let me stuff them and, redo the, work on the backs, that way they hold on the belt. No, didn't work, and I gave up. And that was 3 months ago. And now recently I'm thinking, well, I crochet. What if I crochet these pieces? They don't have to be functional, and maybe that's the problem. I'm a cosplayer who makes her own costumes all the time. I'm working with what I have, and I'm working with the budget. But in the meantime, I'm also learning. I'm like, maybe I should try using like these other products as things as well. And your failures, you can throw them out or you can save them, but if you do save them, you can use those failures to present during a panel or to present to friends and family on reasons why it did not work out. And you kind of demonstrate that too through those pieces. Even if you don't want to, or even if you so happen to just you're like a bit nervous about it because you worked so hard on the piece, they're failed pieces. So those pieces can be used as, a step up on explaining more and on the presentation board of how you made your cosplays. When you go a lot of these cosplay conventions and you go into these cosplay contests, I learned this from another cosplayer back in the day, but she explained that, judges love it when you put together a whole notebook full of things filled down to the brim on, how you built your cosplay, how you're playing, just a whole notebook of it, to a cosplay contest because, they're interested in that stuff. That they are, because not everybody remembers, and if they can have like some actual visual thing, it just helps them. And that notebook that you make for cosplay that you build or things you build in general, that is your true presentation board. Whether you take that information and you put it in its own little presentation or not, that's its own presentation board, and that says enough on your process and things you're thinking about. I have 4 notebooks of cosplays that I am working on right now that I am just trying to fill to the brim of full of stuff because again, that's my presentation board, and I want to remember my presentation boards in the future because hey, I'm feeling like an 180. My memory's going a little bit, you just gotta. But I feel important as a cosplayer when you're building cosplays to have a notebook of everything that all of your lists you need to buy, all the things, all the steps, just everything that revolves around you building this cosplay. So that way you're building up your presentation board, and maybe in the future you might want to turn that into an actual presentation. So
sounds good.
Yeah,
Love it. We're gonna put that next to Sayo's Excel spreadsheet, and then we'll have presentation boards of cosplays. So Wonderful idea. So thank you for sharing. Bella, did you have any other questions, comments?
I did not have any other questions, but I would like to say if you are a new cosplayer out there, or if you are someone who's currently cosplaying right now, I still want to wish you guys good luck in your cosplay journey, no matter where you are, beginner, intermediate, pro, someone who hasn't started yet but wants to. Good luck, because your cosplay journey says everything about your story of life. Like, it's a piece of your life, and it's something to appreciate. Whether you do it for a long time or not, it's something to appreciate in your point of your life, no matter how old or young you are. You know?
No, I agree. Looking at photos like that I took as Arena years ago, being like a baby cosplayer, phone camera quality wasn't the greatest, and then taking photos today, it was like, wow, like this is such a transformation. So it is rewarding in its own ways. So Alrighty, but we are going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Just want to say thank you to the guests and tea sippers that attended today. Thank you for sharing your stories, all your thoughts and whatnot. Always a great time in our tea room, which is what we're going to start calling this from now on. So, alrighty, but again, if you want to join Cosplay Tea Time, message us on our Instagram. Make sure you leave a comment. When did you start cosplaying? What was your first cosplay? And until next time, we hope everyone is taking care, staying safe, and keep sipping away. Bye, everyone.
Bye.